bear with me. Welcome to the Butcher's Bow podcast, where the hunt meets the harvest. I'm your host, Jake Dilger, and I'm excited to share my passion for hunting and butchering with you. With 12 years of experience in the field and in the shop, I have learned a thing or two about what it takes to be successful in both pursuits. On this podcast, we'll dive into the grit of hunting, from scouting, tracking, to shot placement and recovery. We'll also explore the art of game processing, from field dressing to the final cuts, and everything in between. But it's not just about the technical stuff. We're also here to share stories of adventure from hunting trips, as well as my friends and expert guests from the industry. We'll talk about gear, strategy, and we'll talk about lessons learned along the way. Whether you're a seasoned hunter or just starting out, whether you're a butcher or outdoorsman, or someone who just enjoys a good steak, I hope you'll join me on this journey, and we'll explore the intersection of wildlife management, sustainable hunting practices, and the art of transforming wild game into delicious meals. So tune in, subscribe, and let's get started on this adventure together. I'm excited to share my knowledge, experience, and passion with you, and I look forward to hearing from you too. Let's get into it.
Wow. We were just browsing over the King Crab Yeti sale.
It's only 20% off select items. Use code ButchersBow at checkout.
That's a lie. That's not going to work. I mean, you can use it.
It won't, but you'll still get 20% off if you go right now.
Yeah, you'll get 20% off. It won't be because of the code.
Hey, take your shot.
Jamie, pull up the Yeti sale right now, please. We need a Jamie.
We do need a Jamie.
So what are we going to talk about today, host?
So today, I want to pick your brain a little bit and see how you do things. We want to talk about nutrition. What exactly do we eat to feel our best, to operate at our optimal level, both for work and when we're out in the field?
Love it. Yeah. Well, for work, unfortunately, we end up at a fast food restaurant a lot during the day, but we don't...
usually In-N-Out.
Yeah, usually In-N-Out burger. But besides that, that's about the extent of the junk food I eat, and probably similarly for you. I know you guys eat super healthy in your house.
Most of the time.
In our house, we are pretty much whole foods. So basically, if it hasn't been tampered with at any part of its going from being created to eaten, it's a go. So a lot of fruits and vegetables, a ton of meat, and then if we ever do bread or desserts or stuff like that, it's always stuff we've made at home. And specifically the bread. I cannot do the processed breads. Something about my stomach, I just get these terrible stomach aches. And like pizza, anything with, I think, gluten is the word we're going for. Anything with a lot of gluten. Can't do it. Homemade bread with simple ingredients, I can do it. So we end up eating a ton of meat, chicken, beef, and pork, with some kind of vegetable for dinner, with very, very little starches, and I all feel so much better for that. And then the obvious stuff, which...
While we're on the topic, though, I want to go back to the gluten. Have you tried any gluten-free alternatives?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that? Because I have my own opinion, and I want to see if we line up.
Yeah. Some of it doesn't taste great, and I just don't even want to eat it.
Did you find anything that did taste good?
It's a good question.
Because
the only thing is like my mom used to get those, the gluten-free tortillas and stuff.
Okay.
And like the gluten-free breads. And
you have
stuff.
a brand on any of those that work decent? Because this is my problem. You know how much I love carbs.
Yeah.
I live off them, to be honest. Trying to get away from it, but
huge carb guy.
I feel like crap if I don't eat carbs. Mm-hmm. So a few years ago, I actually had to get prescribed a gluten-free diet because I had some stuff going on with my guts, and they thought it was a gluten intolerance. Turned out it was not. It was just overdoing protein and not enough hydration.
Gotcha.
But for about 4 months, I had to do gluten-free. It was terrible. I felt awful, low energy, but that aside, eating the foods that were labeled gluten-free, like gluten-free tortillas and bread, the tortilla honestly felt like I put glue and sand in my mouth.
Yes.
They were gritty.
They're terrible.
They were just awful. Terrible.
At that point,
method.
I'll just not eat a tortilla.
Exactly, which sucks because I love things like tacos and burritos.
Yeah.
A good flour tortilla or corn is just amazing. It is and I don't think it's not the meal itself, but it is a perfect vessel to move protein into your body.
Anything. Yep. It'll hold the contents of a burrito like a baby.
It's more of a condiment. Yeah. Honestly, it complements the protein, and it's a great way, good delivery system to hold it.
Just mopping up a plate of spaghetti with a piece of French bread and butter.
Yeah, Texas toast, like garlic bread it's a staple. Hard to get rid of, but it's just so good.
And while we're on the topic, I can do a tortilla, a corn tortilla, flour tortilla, if it's made in shop or at restaurant, right, with a few ingredients. I think what my body can't take is all the preservatives that go into the over-the-counter, let's just say over-the-counter tortillas.
Or the processed oils used to cook it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why things like beef tallow are so essential.
Yeah, if I go to an authentic Mexican restaurant and they're making the tortillas in-house, I can...
And they're probably cooking it in lard.
Exactly.
Which is just another great way to go.
They
lard,
love
butter,
the lard.
tallow.
We love the lard. They love the lard. Yeah. And so, yeah, it doesn't bother me at all, but any of the processed stuff tears me up. But that's funny that that's true. Like, if you didn't have carbs, you would be low energy, which Jacob can eat so much. His metabolism is so fast, he can eat it and process it like nothing and be hungry like 2 hours later.
So on that note,
mine's so slow.
How many calories in a ballpark do you think you eat a day that you feel optimal? You're not you don't have you're not a surplus, and you're not going to be like starving yourself where you feel like low energy, sluggish, that kind of lethargic.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. I could probably do like 2,000, 2,500.
Okay, so and that's the average, adult suggested from the government is about 2,000 calorie diet.
But there's days where I'll have 1,300.
Is that 1,000. A low workload day?
It's when I get busy and I can get away with it if I eat.
Because you're preoccupied?
Yeah, it's not on purpose. It's just if I'm in town, I won't eat junk food. So I'll wait a couple hours till I get home so I can cook like a beef patty or something.
So it's an unintentional intermittent fasting situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is similar with me because I'm not a big breakfast eater. I won't eat until about 10 o'clock in the morning if I'm going to eat breakfast at all.
And I can get away with it if I'm eating... I can't get away with it if I'm eating junk or if I'm eating empty calories. But if I have a couple beef patties or if I have a chicken breast or eggs in the morning with bacon, that stuff lasts me a long time. And I lose weight on those weeks when I unintentionally intermittent fast. That's when I'll always drop a few pounds, which when I hurt my back a couple years ago, I had to lose weight just to get some weight off of my back. And that's what kind of started this whole thing. And once I started losing weight, it made a big difference. And that's when I started noticing I started feeling way better too. And I have had 0 stomach aches. Like, it's amazing how fast it's fixed the problem going to just pretty much a natural diet. And we don't eliminate it. There's no no-nos in our house really, just besides processed. The only no-no is processed. So nuts, like I said, homemade breads and stuff. Like, we eat all sorts of stuff. And a lot of like rich fat beef parts, cheeks, tail, stuff like that.
I'm struggling lately with the nuts myself. I can eat a lot of trail mix, and I mean a lot. Granted, the kind I like has M&Ms in it, and it's delicious. It's probably my favorite go-to snack besides beef jerky or a snack stick. However, I've heard recently through research that nuts are naturally inflammatory.
Yeah.
So that is a concern of mine. I've been trying to cut back because every other week I can eat 2 pounds of trail mix by myself.
That's a lot of trail mix,
it's
brother.
Lot. Yeah. A lot of almonds, a lot of peanuts, cashews, etc. Raisins are in there too. But lately I have just not bought it.
Raisins just a grape that gave up. If you think about it.
You're not wrong. Yeah. Just sun-dried grape.
Uh-huh.
Well, on that note, jerky's just beef that gave up.
That's right. That's right. We might have helped.
Just a beef raisin.
That's right. It's a beef raisin, stripped beef raisin. That's right.
Yep.
That's right. No, I mean, and chocolate's not bad for you, but M&M chocolate's probably not.
Well, it's because it's got the dyes on the candy and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. I mean, pick your poison. Something's got to kill you.
I was crushed because I
love 'em.
would buy these giant bags of mixed nuts from Costco.
Mhm.
And I thought I had my snack meal, right? Handful of nuts.
It's
out
probably
the door.
healthier than eating candy. But
Probably, except for I look how they make it, and it's freaking boiled. They're baked with sunflower oil.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah,
so
there's probably some
you-
MSG in there.
you're not really getting, no, unflavored, unsalted,
unflavored. Oh, so it just tastes like shit.
Let's
be honest. You got some old peanut butter in your mouth.
In a roundabout way, what we're telling you is you'll never have anything good to eat the rest of your life.
Oh God. So another thing. This just happened yesterday. The kids they have a monthly art subscription. So
for homeschooling?
for homeschool, they'll send them an art box, and so it's an activity with a bunch of different components, and you have to read the instructions and build together your art piece. So my wife opened it yesterday, and she had some concern right off the bat because there was a little, almost like a to-go cup for salsa, but it looked like peanut butter, and my son is allergic to peanuts. So being the natural dad I am, I decided to open and sniff this container. Couldn't get a lot off of it, so I took a little nip, and it was like peanut butter, but wasn't quite right. And then I realized it was not peanut butter, but it was sun butter. Are you familiar with that? Have you tried that?
No.
So yeah, it's for sunflower seeds to make peanut butter, basically, but sun butter. Doesn't taste good. It's very similar in line with the gluten-free tortillas. Very gritty.
Rip.
It just doesn't taste. It tastes off.
Yeah.
It tastes like an off peanut butter.
Yeah.
So luckily he was safe.
Did you finish it, or?
No,
Oh.
no, he threw that away. I think the craft was a miniature pine cone, and you cover it in the sun butter, hang it from a tree, and the squirrels eat it. So it's kind of like a nature watching. That's pretty neat.
That's what's the problem with America. Now we're giving the squirrels seed oils.
Yeah, but that's fine. That's better.
Jack Kennedy's going to fix this.
Oh, well, one day, yeah. I mean, rest in peace, Peanut.
Oh my gosh, don't get me started on Peanut.
Well, but he ate the sun butter. I mean, that's how the CIA got him.
Oh, the feds got Peanut, dude. That was tough, dude.
Yeah.
That was tough. That squirrel, I mean, and we're killers. We kill stuff for a living.
R.I.P. Peanut.
And we know that that's not cool.
Yeah. Now he's up there with Harambe now.
That's true.
Anyways, bringing it back, I'm trying to cut back on the trail mix. It is really good. It's a good hunting snack out there in the field. I don't think I have had any issues with it attracting animals. It is a concern of mine, though, because it is more of a fragrant
What are you
snack.
worried about attracting? We're trying to kill deer.
No, I'm talking about like bear.
Oh.
Like, because I keep a bear can if I'm in bear country, and I don't want them getting into that stuff. They say they're even attracted to like toothpaste and that kind of thing.
Black bears are wusses, dude.
Yeah, but
I would take my chances against a black bear over some people I know. I just think a black bear is...
I feel like they don't want to mess with you.
Yeah.
I feel like they're more timid.
Yeah.
You could get a strange one, though, like maybe in a more populated area like Tahoe, where they are used to people and they've not really developed that fear. They've become accustomed to people, especially all the people trying to take selfies with them. Seen some videos go south there. We actually had that first black bear fatality in California.
That was recently.
Yeah.
Did he try to take a picture with black bears?
No,
black bears are extremely anti-photogenic.
No.
They hate their picture taken.
Is that really? I don't know about that. I never heard that one.
I don't know either.
Broke into a house, though, and ransacked the place. Classic. They always do that if they're hungry. But yeah, no, the homeowner was actually home, and it killed the homeowner and then proceeded to eat him.
Wow.
So that was... But don't worry, Fish and Game got that bear and euthanized him. I'm sure they felt their need to do that.
Yeah, now that I can get on board with.
Mm-hmm.
That's more reasonable than Peanut.
Yeah.
I've never seen a bear around here, but
the only bears I had seen was from shore at Margarita Lake or Lopez Lake.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about mountain lions now. Now that we're on wild
now we're on
animals,
predator
man.
control. Yeah.
Yeah. You've seen a few. I've never seen one.
I have seen a few. Granted, I was never very close or in any danger. At least I felt. Most of them have been from a boat, seeing them off, while I'm offshore, on the lake. They are crazy, powerful animals. People don't really. I don't know.
I'd definitely be
I feel
more
like your
scared of a
general
lion than a bear.
population does not respect the lion as much as people that are in the outdoor community and understand
for sure.
what they do.
Oh, for sure. If you can just imagine how much damage a house cat could do to you, like if a house cat really wanted to mess you up, you would be in for a decent little fight against a house cat. Now imagine a 200-pound house cat.
Even alone a bobcat.
Yeah. No, I would definitely be. I mean, I think it's more realistic to be afraid of mountain lions than black bears, for sure.
Well, and the population, I think, is just much higher.
Yeah.
But yeah, being a predator over a kind of a hybrid scavenger, it's definitely, we fit more in the prey category to them.
Oh, for sure.
And not to mention, if they're just curious, even it's kind of like a great white shark on land. They'll still get close to you, study you.
And they're so smart, and
they're so quiet.
How few of them are seen is the most amazing part, because they're super slick. They hunt at night. They have their paths. They have their routes. They know how to avoid people. You just never see them. They're all around us, and we never see them.
Yeah, I mean, they even come into town and take people's pets.
And they've put quite a dent in our deer population here over the last, between them and the vineyards. Since the 90s, our population of deer is probably less than half of what it was.
It would be greatly beneficial to open lion hunting in California. Luckily, Colorado just had that bill struck down.
I saw that. Good for them.
Yeah, they really rallied together. Everyone in the hunting community came together and really pushed to educate the general population there in Colorado on the benefits of predator control.
And I'm sure we're a great example here in California of how it's not working, why it doesn't
Well, and
work.
every year you hear about somebody getting attacked by mountain lions.
Or killed.
Be it out there hunting or just recreational, like running a trail. Or
Dude, that was so sad. Those brothers that got the two teenage kids, the brother got killed and the other one lived. Dude, that is just heartbreaking. And I don't even know. I don't know what state that was in. I don't know if that was California. I don't think it was.
I don't believe so. No.
It might have even been in a state where you can hunt them. But
I believe they were hunting.
It just goes to show how easily it could happen.
Yeah, even when you are able to protect yourself.
Yeah.
It's just they are such skilled animals and hunters themselves that they fly in under the radar and they act quickly.
Yeah. Some politician's kid will have to get snatched up before they'll do anything about it.
I think it was about 4 years ago. I remember hearing a news story down by the LA area, kind of like out in the canyons, where a family of 4 was hiking. So 4, that's a pretty large group.
It's a brave lion.
And it snatched a 5-year-old up and took him up in a tree. Luckily, it had him by his backpack. And the father was able to throw some rocks at him and get him to drop his son. But yeah, it took him up into a tree, and it was going to. I don't know. Do you think it was trying to protect him? I don't think so.
No. It was going to take him, snatch him, and eat him. Yeah.
Luckily, he didn't do that in the tree, or else it'd be a different outcome. But yeah, that is. So let's get back to nutrition.
Real quick,
okay.
We're going back to nutrition, but
first,
I'm saying if a mountain lion grabs my kid, I'm. Chances are low, but he's going to have a hell of a fight. I'm coming in hot. Double alligator claws to the eyes.
Cheeks out like my Tyson.
I'm going to be biting my glove, brother. I'm going to be ready to go. He's going to look like Jake Paul. I'm going to go into Tyson mode. There's another word I was going to use there. Tyson mode. And take him out. Probably die in the process, but I'm saying the mountain lion's going to have a bad day too.
Going out swinging.
Yes, exactly. All right, back to health.
Okay, back to health and nutrition. So, what proteins are a main staple in your household? I just want to compare.
A lot of beef. We have to cut back on the beef because we eat so much beef. We intentionally.
I don't believe there's any success in doing so.
Well,
just because it gets bland to you, like you're tired of the repetition.
I could eat it every day, every meal, and not get tired of it.
Too expensive? What's your methodology for cutting back?
Good access to it. My family has naturally high cholesterol.
Oh,
and I know that's a factor. So the more fish and chicken I can eat, or the more wild game I can eat, I know already.
So your leaner proteins
chemically will be better for me. Yeah, leaner proteins, which I prefer a choice cut of beef, but we eat a lot of fish, catch our own fish. Recently, we've been eating a lot of tuna because we went tuna fishing this year, and yellowtail. And then before, we had an ocean boat. We would go catch lingcod and rock cod, and that would kind of be our fish. And then chicken is the only thing we really buy. We raise a steer every year or two, and we're eating on that. Chicken's really the only thing we buy. To answer your question, I force myself to eat lean meats and chicken and pork and stuff like that.
Do you look for any specific type of chicken when you're going to the store?
Yeah, my favorite is the thigh fillets. Because you can't overcook a thigh fillet.
Bone in or boneless?
Boneless. Skinless, boneless thigh fillet.
Damn, you're getting red of all the flavor.
No, man. If you marinate those in like Mark would call it, what was that, vingadage?
Mm-hmm,
which is like a red wine vinegar.
Put it in the weed sprayer.
Oh my gosh.
That's how we apply
it. It's so good. And you can't overcook it.
I would hope the weed sprayer would be new. But
he probably just sprayed ground clear the week before.
Oh, yeah, just a little bit of glyphosate, no problem.
Roundup's not.
It's purely glyphosate.
Yeah, that's a myth.
I just hope he bought the pre-mixed, 50-50.
Yeah, not the straight.
Yeah, he didn't mix his own, because you know how he'd mix.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Yeah.
Made it stronger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But, so really, boneless, skinless thighs. Because for me, a good bone-in, skin-on thigh, I like that crispy skin. It's it's a little bit of a mini preempt to my Thanksgiving turkey that I'm getting ready here to prep.
Gotcha.
So yeah, similar for our household. I'll do some whole chickens. I'll do a lot of beef, a lot of ground beef, a lot of ribeye, a lot of New York strip.
I'll try to stay patties.
A lot of hamburger patties, but I make them at home. So I'll just take a 1 pound brick, and I'll divide that up into either 1/3 pound or 1/4 pound patties. Got a patty press at home, make it all by hand, season those up, let them come to temp, and then throw them on the Traeger. Or we can cook them in a cast iron. That way, the boys love the hamburger patties.
We always do cast iron hamburger patties.
Carmen's been making mustard fried ones. Those are always really good. So basically like a homemade In-N-Out Flying Dutchman setup. That's been good. I need to do that more often, honestly. Do eat some canned goods, not going to lie. Like my chili. It's kind of a comfort food, more processed, but still getting the protein in. A lot of beans, a lot of meat. I add ground beef to the chili a lot of times too, just to get more protein in there. But yeah, the tuna you gave me from your last trip was phenomenal. It was almost like a beef fillet. It was so tender when it was like the first fresh, like that same week you got back.
Yeah,
I can see how it got fishier as it started to age and vacuum.
Yeah, and the stuff you pull out of the freezer for sure.
Because I feel like other meats don't really change flavor profiles like that until you get into an extended age, be it wet or dry. So I found that really interesting. But, still, even the wild caught that you got was a lot more pleasant to eat in taco or just by itself, seared in the pan.
Yeah. Yeah, the tuna's good. I'm going back. We're going to do 2 trips next year. And stock up again. That you come home with a lot of meat, man. I mean, those strips are expensive, but it's worth it. You come home with a lot of meat.
It's all about how you want to invest in your food.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I mean, you're going to spend that much money if you're going to go buy that stuff anyway. So
we're going to take a break here and fuel the truck.
Fuel the forest.
Honestly, I'm surprised we even got here. But yeah, we're definitely on E now.
Oh, this truck, this thing could run on fumes.
We'll be right back. And just like that, we're back after our break from our sponsor, 76.
Legal Energy.
Oh crap! Actually, you paid them. That's how that worked.
Man. We need a jerky sponsor.
We do need a jerky sponsor.
That's pretty much all I buy at gas stations is jerky.
Yeah, that's a lot of what we spend. I mean, I did just get a deli sandwich, though, because I'm fiending.
Touching back on those carbs, I mean, this guy needs them.
I'm fiending. At least it's wheat bread. But still.
I'd still die.
I know, but my guts aren't a little bit different than yours.
That's right.
So, yeah, and let's go over an occasional day of eating. I'll start on this one.
Yeah.
So recently, for the last probably 6-8 months, my wife will make me a breakfast bowl in the morning. So it used to be breakfast burritos every morning. Then now we kind of eliminated that tortilla because I'm trying to get the carbs down.
It's good.
So eggs, bacon, and then I would do potatoes. But as the last 3 weeks, substitute the potatoes for ground sausage. So big protein bowl in the morning. And like I said, like that won't be till like this time, like 10 a.m. At work. I'll drink a protein shake, and then after that, I'll usually try to have some kind of lunch, be it like a wrap, a sandwich, or maybe a small like a beer steak, like a backstrap steak, and then snack on some jerky. Usually I get home, won't eat till like later, probably around like 7 o'clock, maybe 8, and I'll eat whatever we're having for dinner that night. Usually, a lot of the time it was gonna be like a steak or a beef steak or chili, chicken, those proteins that we were talking about earlier. Sometimes we'll do some rice with it, or we'll go to a seafood flip, where we'll do like tuna steak, lobster tail. And then some scallops or some shrimp on that too.
Now, before the listeners think we're just filthy rich here,
God no,
we got a good deal on lobster tails.
We're
broke as a joke.
Yeah, bought a bulk case of lobster tail, and that should get us through the year. Yeah, the lobster and the seafood honestly is a treat. That's like a one time a month and maybe every other month.
Yes, just had to say that, protecting our likability here.
Yeah, I think each of us in the case, I think we each got 10 tails.
Mm-hmm. It was like $150 each.
Yeah,
it was
so still steep. I mean, still $30 a pound, but that's the same that you would be paying for a beef tenderloin.
Yes.
So it's definitely better than what it would cost retail. But at the same time, not eating it all the time.
Yes, very fancy.
Selective.
Yes, exactly.
Special occasions.
Those are super good too, by the way.
Wild caught in Alaska.
Awesome.
Yeah, can't beat it.
Good stuff.
So how about you? What do you eat on the daily?
So if I'm going to work, which we usually leave early in the summer times for work, I don't ever eat breakfast. I'm usually the only one up. Our daughter's almost 2. She's usually still asleep. My wife's just starting to get up, and she's also not a big breakfast person. She doesn't do eggs, really, so it's kind of hard to
I'm not a fan of eggs, to be honest.
do breakfast with her.
Gotta do a lot of pepper and hot sauce.
I can do 5 eggs for breakfast fried and be a happy man.
But you're eating like just eggs, no sides.
Just eggs.
I like it.
Just
I mix it in. Like that's why the burrito bowl is so essential for me. Is with that sausage and bacon, it cuts the egg. The potatoes did that too. It was great. But I'm trying to get away from that. So more protein.
Yeah, no, I just feel so manly just hammering 5 eggs, or just sitting down and just eating like a pile of beef,
Cam's 5,
I don't know,
and he can eat like 6 eggs for breakfast.
I feel my muscles getting bigger if I just eat.
No, I know it's good for me.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'll do that. If we have bacon, which we like every once in a while, I'll get a half a pig through work.
Love bacon.
Love bacon. Huge bacon guy. Maybe one of the biggest bacon guys ever. You'll never meet a bacon guy better than us. China will be buying their bacon from me. Sometimes we'll do sausage. Not a big breakfast
bulk or ling?
Yeah, bulk breakfast sausage. Not a big breakfast sausage guy. Mm-hmm. Love ling sausage. Hot Hungarian from Ben's, jalapeno cheddar. Sometimes we'll even do that with eggs for breakfast.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And then every once in a while, Jamie will make biscuits from scratch, which I can do. Can't eat a lot of them, but I can do. This is all if I'm home. So like maybe a lot of Fridays I end up being home because we end up working Sundays, so I take a day off to stay home and help. So if I stay home, I'll eat breakfast, and then sometimes won't even eat lunch. If I do eat lunch, it's usually I'll pull out some ground beef and make up a couple patties, and I'll like slice up some onions and fry the onions, and I'll just do sauteed onions on ground beef.
Homemade in and out.
Yes, yep, patties in a cast iron. A little bit of char on the patties, so there's that little black crunch. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't need anything special.
How do you like your ground beef patty?
Cooked all the way through with a little bit of that crisp from that cast iron.
Okay, but so cooked well, pretty much.
Yeah.
Not medium rare.
No, I never mess around with the ground beef. No.
How big are your patties though? If you had to guess, is it like a smash burger, quarter pound, third pound?
Homie, I'm making some 3/4 sometimes. I mean, if it's
okay, but do you smash it a little thin so it cooks fast?
I like them thin because I don't like.
Okay.
I like, for me, the flavor comes from how much of the burger is contacting the cast iron or the grill.
We are in the same camp.
Okay.
I enjoy more patties that are thinner.
Yep.
Than one big thick patty.
Yeah.
With the exception of Sylvester Burger, which I can do a thicker patty from. Don't know why. Don't know what they do to it, but it makes it more enjoyable than, because if I make a thick patty at home and it doesn't cook all the way through, I don't enjoy it.
Yeah, and sometimes they separate in the middle. They ball up if they're too thick, and I hate a burger
or
with
it cooks
a balled
uneven.
Up. Yeah.
Even though it's a uniform patty, sometimes one side cooks more than the other, and it's inconsistent. A nice thinner profile patty cooks more evenly.
Yeah,
and I do like that char on the outside. A little bit of crispness just gives it body. It doesn't just mush. It gives it that form.
Yeah, and I'll take a burger on the cast iron over the smoker in 10 days out of 10.
Interesting.
Yep. I don't need any smoke on my burger patties. None. Prefer it without. Yep. You know what's been a game changer for our eating habits, which since we had Scotty, our eating habits have gotten so much better. We really focus on what we feed her. Scotty's our daughter. What we feed her, and we think it's made a huge difference in her development. Like, she's hitting milestones early. Like, she's cognitively,
she's getting everything
advanced, and none
of the BS.
And she's getting the real animal fats, and she's getting the real proteins. She's on the same rule we are. She can eat anything as long as it's not processed. So, and a game changer for us has been the pressure cooker, dude, because just to pound out a thing of protein that's edible fast on a night where you don't have time to like barbecue or something, pull some deer out, pull some beef out, even cheek meats and stuff like that, which Jake actually got me on the cheek meats in the pressure cooker. Pop them in 45 minutes, bowl of protein. My wife loves rice, so we'll often just do rice and meat, or broccoli and meat, or asparagus and meat. And that pressure cooker is just a lifesaver. It saves you from having to be like, I don't know what to do for dinner. Let's just go get something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's the convenience killer, dude.
And that's the killer, man. Is like we all work, we all have jobs, we all get home, and then you have to try to make a good dinner, like it's healthy. Some nights you're not going to do it, and it's just the worst. And your go-to is just let's just go get something. Like for us, loading chute's close. We'll just go get loading chute.
Well, not to mention it's so expensive too.
That's why we've really cut back too. It's like $50 every time for 2 people.
Yeah, you're not even feeding your daughter.
No, we don't know. No.
Yeah, expensive, and that's the thing, is that little bit of convenience comes with a huge price tag. Not to mention a tag on your health too.
Yeah. And I mean, man, once you have kids, it really gives you good perspective on like why you need to be alive a long time. In your early 20s, you're just kind of flying through, and you're not like, you want to live a long time because everybody wants to live a long time, especially if you enjoy your life and you enjoy what's going on around you. But then once you have kids, you're like, holy crap, like I need to be alive for this kid. What do you see?
A crow was eating
somebody's
lunch.
A crow stole some poor guy
on the top of a fence post. I thought he had a squirrel for a second, but then no, it's a brown paper bag he's ripping apart.
You know what that crow's gonna have? Congestive heart failure.
I don't know the normal lifespan of a crow, but he definitely just shortened it.
Yeah. He stole some poor dude's Carl's Jr. burger.
So on that same avenue, What do you guys do for holiday meals? Because if you're eating with other people, that can be kind of hard sometimes, trying to make it work for everybody.
Yeah, I'll just eat like everybody will have their normal stuff. My family will still do like all the normal stuff, and then I'll just eat like 12 pounds of turkey. And I still and I'll cheat too.
So you
It's
just
like,
stick to the main course that you know that is going to be okay for you.
Yeah.
You're not going to go off and venture into the stuffing, the potatoes.
Oh no, I do every time. I cheat, dude.
Oh, okay.
Oh, for sure.
So,
for sure.
so you do a write-off on the holiday.
There's a.
But
yes,
you don't want to slump into that habit throughout the rest of the season. Right?
Exactly, and that's what I used to do. Since the first time I lost weight in high school, I would always I never got back to what I originally was, but I would always gain weight back and then lose weight again, and then gain weight back and yo-yo, because it's like
fall off the bandwagon at the end of the year because it's the holiday season, try to loosen up, and then it just kind of takes over.
Can't get back on. You get off, you can't get back on.
No,
right?
wagon keeps moving.
But what's totally changed now is like if I just have the discipline to get back on, you don't really like, you might lose a little or you might gain a little, but you get back on track pretty quickly. You realize you just got to have the discipline to I'm going to go have a blowout day, Thanksgiving Day, but then after I'm going to get back on to drinking, get my gallon of water a day, and then 2-3 days you're back. Even if you feel like crap after eating all that junk, which
probably,
I mean, if your body's not used to it and you go ham on Thanksgiving or Christmas, you're going to be just torched the next day.
Yeah, that's kind of reinforcement to not do it again.
That's true. It's a good
to not eat that way all the time.
Good reminder.
Yeah, puts you in check.
Yeah. What about you? You go all out on the holidays too? I mean, I feel like you kind of got to, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
my whole family doesn't, but I definitely do. Not. It depends. If I think it's good enough, tastes good enough to eat, then I will. But if it's something that I don't really even care for or enjoy, I won't venture off.
Yeah.
It's got to be pretty tempting.
It's got to be worth the sacrifice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Got to weigh the options here.
Yeah.
But yeah, we also have multiple holidays multiple holiday meals per holiday.
Same.
So what we do typically is for my family for Thanksgiving, I'll smoke a bird, usually like a 26-pound turkey, and I'll brine that and smoke it all day on Thanksgiving Day. We'll do stuffing, mashed potatoes, homemade rolls. Car makes really good sourdough, so we'll do sourdough rolls. We'll bring those. Even the cranberry sauce, which is delicious. No, it's not good for you, but
not a big cranberry sauce guy.
Really?
Nope, never have been.
Oh man, it's gotta be from the can too. It's gotta have those ridge marks.
Oh man, you're an animal.
It is.
You are
delicious.
Something else.
It's just tart. It's sweet.
Oof.
Love it. Anyways, so along with that, that's what my family will do. And then when I go to the in-laws' house, we'll actually do prime rib. So kind of get a break up there because I can only eat so much smoked turkey, even though it's really good. And there's going to be a lot of leftovers. So prime rib and on pretty much all the other same stuff, maybe some beans, some ranch beans there. And then it kind of flops again because at Christmas, my family will do a prime rib. And then their family, for the in-laws, last year we did an elk loin, and it was awesome.
Wow.
So I might actually do that again this year. But
I'm a huge prime rib guy. Prime rib with some creamy horseradish sauce. Yeah, dude.
I never got onto the horseradish.
Really?
But chimichurri.
It's awesome. Yep.
Yeah, that is my move.
I do chimichurri with sauce with tri-tips sometimes. Mm-hmm. Nice charred tri-tip chunked with chimichurri sauce. Ooh.
Yeah, hard to beat.
Can't beat a tri. I think I've cooked more tri-tip in my life than any other cut of beef. I'm sure of it. It's my favorite.
It's just the go-to. It's a staple.
Yes, and it's the perfect amount of meat for a family. It's good. Now it's kind of expensive. It's used to be accessible.
But you can eat it with chimichurri. You can eat it with salsa. You can eat it with ranch beans.
Tacos,
slice it
sandwiches,
for sandwiches.
Burritos. My favorite is the next day when you have a quarter of a tri-tip left. And you're making your eggs for breakfast, and you cut the tri-tip thin, and you put the slices in the pan. So then now the slices get a little bit of char on them. Mm-hmm. It's almost like a crispy, it almost turns it into a piece of beef Canadian bacon, if that makes sense.
I'm following.
So good. So good.
So if you're not eating a tri-tip in steak form, like for a dinner or a lunch, is it just me, or is it always better when you slice it thin, especially on the reheat?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Or you could like chop it into like little strips.
I mean, if you're
gonna do that for tacos, you could do that for like if you're me and need carbs and like them. Because I've always had an obsession with like chili cheese fries.
Mm-hmm.
Throw a little tri-tip on top for more protein.
Yeah.
It's just like a loaded boat, dude.
And even if you eat cold tri-tip, something about it sliced thin on the second time around.
Even if it's still cold.
Even if it's cold, even if you're eating it cold, it's like a piece of deli meat.
Yeah. Honestly, that's always been my testament to good, true barbecue. If you can eat it cold as leftovers, you know you did it right.
Oh yeah. I'll give out my
back ribs, chicken thighs, tri-tip.
I'll give out my world champion tri-tip recipe right now.
Oh,
I won four county fairs and 3 different exhibitions with 4 different states.
Hit me.
All right, salt, pepper. And Lowry's makes a chili lime seasoning, and it's called chili lime Lowry's. Salt, pepper, chili lime Lowry's is going to be your base seasoning. You're going to throw your tri-tip on. You're going to start cooking it like that normally, and then you're going to come back when it's about done, when you got about 30 minutes left on the cook. And I cook them hot and fast because I like that char. I like the grit on the outside.
How hot?
Oh, on my smoke, on my, if I do charcoal or wood, right on the fire. Okay. Like a couple second handhold on the fire. Pretty dang hot. If it's on the smoker, I'll do, and I'm in a hurry, I'll go 400, which is high.
That is real high.
For a smoker, if anybody has a Traeger, Black Mountain, or Green Mountain at home, or a Pit Boss or anything, you know that's high.
Every time I go to 400 for hamburgers on the smoker, it catches grease fire.
Yes, and you have to keep it pretty clean if you're going to do that.
Yeah, no, that you definitely have to keep it clean, or else you will burn the crud out of your Traeger.
When my grill's dirty, I'll go 350, 340, and I'll just let it go longer. But then what I'm doing with that tri-tip is I'm taking Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, original, and I'm mixing in pepper plant sauce. This is what we did at my birthday party. Pepper plant sauce, and you're basting it like every...
The pepper plant hot sauce, not the barbecue.
Not the barbecue. The pepper plant original hot sauce. Correct. Thank you. Yep. Mixed probably 3-to-1 barbecue sauce to pepper plant, depending on how spicy you want it. And then you're going to let that stuff caramelize as the tri-tip's finishing. By the time you pull it off, it's not like a wet tri-tip.
So are you drizzling the sauce on while it's on the grill?
Mopping it, baby.
Do you make a foil boat or anything? Nope. No container.
No.
Just open air.
Yeah, open air, because what you want that tackiness created by that sugar cooking.
So yeah, because you're cooking off the liquid and making it more of a
glaze almost.
Glaze. Yeah. Yes, you're reducing.
Yep, and then pull it off. Always rest them. Open air, never foil. Always open air rest them is what I do if I'm just at home by myself cooking one, and then go to town.
Have you ever tried reducing that, like in a pot, like beforehand, before you mop it?
No, that'd be a good idea.
Make it more.
Be a good idea. Yeah, no, I haven't.
Or a marinade, even.
I haven't.
Overnight.
No, I haven't. I wonder what a barbecue sauce. Pop it in a
bag and vacuum seal that and let it sit.
Yeah, what's a barbecue sauce marinade taste like though? It just sounds foreign.
No, we used to do one at the old shop. We do the honey teriyaki, and then we also have Hayden's got the Yukon Gold tri-tip.
Is that barbecue sauce based?
It's debatable. No, not really a sauce base, but it's the same ingredients you'd have in a sauce.
Gotcha.
So I feel like it would carry over.
Huh. It's like brown sugar ketchup.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Maybe it's something I need to experiment with.
Yeah, I'll try to marinate one with pepper plant and Sweet Baby Ray's. So
when you're doing the salt pepper Lowry's mix, what kind of salt are you going with for your normal salt? Because isn't Lowry's just salt? It's your seasoned salt now.
Lowry's, it's not a seasoned salt. It's called chili lime, and it's
chili and lime powder. Okay, so it's not like Lowry's garlic salt or anything like that.
You'd be so heavy on salt.
That's what my concern was when you said salt, then Lowry's. When I think Lowry's, I think garlic salt.
The chili lime stuff, I would say, is less than 3% salt. There is the tiniest little bit. You can use it as its own, but there is hardly any salt.
So are you using just a regular like iodized salt, or are you using like kosher, or what are we doing?
Typically, we buy the sea salt,
like a coarse ground sea salt.
The fine ground sea salt.
Fine. Okay.
I don't really like the coarse stuff. I feel like sometimes you can get a little uneven, or it doesn't integrate
disperse as much. Yeah. I feel like the coarse is a good additive.
Yes.
Like we do with our rancher's rub. That's coarse ground kosher salt, and then there's normal salt on top of that. So it's a good disperse, but it gives you a little bit more of a texture too.
Yeah.
And the kosher salt's a little bit of a different flavor profile, I think.
Yeah.
Than
Yeah.
iodized.
I don't like the pink Himalayan salt and like the.
Yeah, no,
To
sea
me,
salt,
it tastes
kosher sea
minerally.
salt is like the best I get. But yeah, I've never really experimented with like a Celtic or pink sea salt.
It's supposed to be better for you, but I don't know, man. Salt in itself is good. We need salt, dude.
Mm-hmm. I definitely, yeah, another thing to explore and try out if you're looking for it. Saw a guy the other night tried to do a kind of like a seasoned butterball, and he put that and wrapped it and put it in the fridge. So it's like it can get different herbs and stuff in it, like a garlic herb butter. Made into a ball, put it in the fridge, sliced it after he cooked his steak, and used that as a topper. Thought I might try that for the prime rib this year.
That sounds
So
good.
once it's resting, you just place that pad on there,
Yeah.
and it just starts melting and coating the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
Or you could do it even after you sliced, and right when you serve, while it's still hot.
You know what's overrated? Steak butter's not. You know what is overrated?
Mm-hmm.
A1 steak sauce.
I
This
mean,
might be an unpopular opinion, but it's just not good.
It's been around forever, though.
It's been around forever, but it's just not good. I mean, it just tastes like vinegar. I mean,
What year was that invented again?
A1?
Yeah, wasn't it right in the middle of the Civil War?
I don't know, man. Your
I believe
A1
so.
steak sauce history is much better than mine.
I believe it was invented right in the middle of the Civil War, because that's during the country Great Divide. I think they tried to bring the country together by making a delicious steak sauce, which it did back in the day. But I think you're right. I think I'm burnt out on the A1.
Yeah, I'm out.
As a
on
kid,
A1.
I was definitely into it.
Are you a big A1 kid?
Yeah. Probably until like age 8 or 9.
Do you think now that we've won America back, you're not so inclined to?
I'm not. No.
Like you don't think we need it for our unity, maybe?
No, honestly, I don't think sauce is the way to go on a steak. I think you're better off with just solid seasonings and herbs.
For sure.
Unless it's chimichurri or salsa.
Yeah.
I'll fight you on that.
Yeah, or glaze. To
Mhm.
me, it's a little bit blasphemy to just A1 up a nice steak.
Well, and that's the thing, is you just gotta like change it up every now and then.
Break time.
Break. Yeah, so and I'm all for condiments, not gonna lie. I enjoy a lot of different hot sauces. I feel like I use it as a food enhancer.
What's your favorite hot sauce? Yeah, I love
That's a tough one.
I'll get on board right away by saying the spice is the flavor.
I think my favorite hot sauce, you're talking about like my go-to or like ones that I really enjoy? Because
I'm talking about you got to pick one the rest of your life.
That's tough. I think top 2 definitely are Tapatio and Cholula.
Yeah.
If I can, I do enjoy branching out and trying like those niche hot sauces, kind of like that they feature on Hot Ones, that kind of deal.
What's your favorite niche hot sauce?
I think Cayucas, honestly, that one is really good.
That's
a lot of garlic.
That came out of left field.
Really?
Yeah.
We didn't expect that?
No, to me that's hardly a hot sauce. It's like
what would you describe it as?
I don't know.
It's literally a pepper surfing a wave, and
it's its own thing.
It's cayenne with garlic.
Yeah, but I think the pepper fell into the water and it made them not hot enough.
Okay, well, see, that's the thing.
It's not that hot.
No, it's not, but it's really good on proteins like steak and chicken.
Yeah. Also,
it's great on burgers.
I've had it and tried it with you at Sylvester's.
Amazing.
But I've never owned a bottle, so maybe I haven't embraced the full effect of a Cayucas bottle.
Well, and see, yeah, and that's part of the way I test any hot sauce is I put it on a single slice of sourdough bread by itself. That way you get the full effect.
Wow.
Like I was saying, that carb's the carrier for the flavor.
Yeah.
And
that's your school bus.
Yes.
The hot sauce is the kids.
Exactly. Industry standard testing is
the bread.
Slice of bread.
Homemade
or tortilla.
sourdough.
Yeah. Homemade sourdough.
We ain't messing with that store-bought crap.
No.
Not around here, partner.
But that would be my more niche, because it's not available everywhere. I do enjoy just tasting random hot sauces that I find either on the internet or in the store.
Did you ever buy that habanero one that I sent you that I said was good on sandwiches?
Did you send it to me?
From Food for Less? Yeah, I sent you a picture of it, a Snapchat of it. And
I don't believe so. Oh, if it's a
buy
Snapchat,
this from
totally
Food
forgot.
for Less. It's oh man, El something El
So
something. Yeah,
the
something.
something.
Yeah, the
Gotcha.
something hot sauce. But they have like a red, a green, and then a habanero, which is like it's a bright orange. It's like you can tell it's
at Food for Less.
It's the deal.
The one in Passover?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll try it on my way home.
It is
I'll
my
stop by.
favorite niche hot sauce.
Okay.
By far.
Is it thick or is it thin?
Thin, no granulates, so it's just very pure, saucy, and it's a medium thickness, and it comes in a smaller bottle with a little like a squeeze top. It's not a watery one like a
Tabasco
Tapatio or even a Tapatio. You can
it's a tad watery, but there's
pop,
grit in it.
pop,
Yeah.
pop. You know what I mean?
Well, see, that's what a classic
more of a
sauce is. Whereas Cayucas is more of that thick paste, and that's why it goes good on burgers. It doesn't run out everywhere.
This habanero stuff's in between the two.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's pretty hot, dude. It's pretty hot, but I like it because a couple drops on there. The way a habanero is like it's kind of sweet right at the beginning. The first mouth feels kind of sweet.
But pretty hot. Do you mean does it induce pain?
Yes, if you overdo it, it induces pain. I like to put it on. You being a hot sauce guy wouldn't bother you at all. That got a gun in his back window.
Yes, he
you
did.
don't see
God
that a lot.
bless America.
Yes, sir. Trump is back. That's how we know he's back.
Yeah, if you see a guy with a gun and a gun rack in California,
yeah,
we're free.
We're so back, dude. We're so back. Yeah, give it a shot. Give it a rip. You'll like it.
I'll have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, like, they make some hot sauces out there that it's not even flavor. It just inflicts pure pain.
Yeah, no, this is good.
Which is fun every now and then, especially when you're with your buddies to see reactions. But as far as a daily driver, no go.
Yeah, I was going to order one of those packs, it's like a variety pack from the Hot Ones variety packs. Yeah, I was going to order one and see what those hot ones are all about, but I don't even think I want to go there. I don't even think I need to do that to myself.
You want to go half in on it, make it an episode? I'm down.
All right, down. I'm down.
Okay, we're going to do a Hot Ones challenge, apparently.
If you're going to twist my arm.
We'll have to put that on YouTube, but
I'll do it. I'll do it.
We have to do it something, make it more original, though, that we can't do chicken wings. What can we do?
Yeah, we could do something a little more in line with what we got going on here. Beef cheek.
Beef cheek tacos, and you just keep lining. We'll make street tacos, and you just keep lining with a new sauce.
I'm so down with the little tortillas.
Yeah, of course, street tacos.
Yeah. All right, down.
Sick.
So down. Onion and cilantro.
Of course.
Okay.
Can't wait.
Whew, we gotta have a bucket of sour cream to cancel out when we get to them hot ones.
Oh, I'm just gonna have a gallon of raw milk.
Speaking of milk, what do you drink? What do you guys drink? Not milk wise, but like what is your intake of liquids, you and your family?
Okay, so I try to do a gallon of water a day.
Beautiful.
Most days, and I get pretty close, especially because I try to have that. It's not a true gallon though, because a lot of times it will be for winter. But for most of the time of the year, I have ice in the jug too.
Yeah.
But I never take the ice out, so it does melt, so it gets there eventually.
Yeah, we're counting hairs there.
Yeah, exactly. We're getting approximately a gallon of water a day. I will also do some kind of electrolyte mix, be it like an LMNT or a Mountain Optic Night or something caffeinated with a little bit of sodium in there. Just salt water sometimes, just a little bit of that salt sprinkled in some water if I'm if I'm feeling a little sore or anything like that. And that's if I don't have access to an electrolyte mix.
We call it getting lit. Because
getting lit.
Gatorade makes the electrolyte.
Oh yeah,
and it's electrolyte. It's not electrolyte. It's spelled electrolyte.
But does it have?
It's very salty.
It's got dye in it though.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, some of my
RFK is going to take that down.
I'm sure.
That's good though, man.
Maybe they can just make it without the dye.
It's our guy. That's all they're good. That's all he's asking. That's all he's asking.
Sounds reasonable to me. I don't give a crap what color it is.
I'm all in, dude. Make it clear. Make it poop colored. I don't.
Sure. Yeah. If it tastes fine, it tastes fine.
As long as it's not giving me brain cancer.
That's a solid upside.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we'll do that, and then we'll do raw goat's milk if we're gonna do any kind of milk. We'll go back to cow, occasionally.
Pasteurized store-bought cow's milk.
Yeah, your average grocery store milk. I'll get down on some chocolate milk every now and then too, as a kind of a treat.
Yeah.
But that's probably once every other month kind of deal.
And Jake's metabolism and body style, I would say Jake's metabolism and body style, he could probably eat junky and look fine.
I have in the past.
And not really doesn't really change much except for how he feels. But on the other hand, if I gain weight like nothing, so if I were to eat like him, I would gain weight super fast. But at this point, we both do it because of how we feel.
And hopefully longevity. And that's the other thing is you said earlier you want to live a long time. I hopefully I'm not correct. Hopefully I am correct in assuming, don't want to assume, but if it's more aligned with how I feel, not only do I want to live a long time, but I want to be at a high quality of living for as long as possible.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to just be alive, but I want to be able to move and
I want to be
live the way I want.
I want to be playing catch with my grandkids.
Yeah, I want to be able to, once I'm 50, like hang out with the grandkids, take them on adventures. I don't want to be stuck in a house or be able, you can't bend over to pick up a ball.
Yes.
I want to be able to, honestly, I'd like to be healthy enough where I could pack a deer or an elk out.
Yeah.
At the age of 50 plus or 60.
Yeah. Or what I always think about, which is probably never going to happen. Probably. What if shit hit the fan? And what if you actually needed to be in shape? Nobody realizes,
if you had to walk, shape, then you're behind the ball.
If you had to, if you even had to run a mile.
I'm talking about only
I'm just saying,
keto.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that's a small shit hitting the fan.
Like if your truck broke down and you had to walk to town just to get a hold of somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you were in a car accident and you had to carry your kid a mile down the road to get help.
Or even 500 yards away from the accident. If it's on fire.
How devastated would you be if you could not physically do that? That to me is the most important thing. It's like, dude,
if you can't even rescue yourself,
you're the man of the family. You can't even take care of yourself, let alone your kids. You need to be in shape, not so you look good when you go to the beach. You need to be in shape because there's actual shit that happens that you got to be in shape for.
You need to be self-reliant.
Yeah,
be a self-rescuer.
Yeah,
because no one is coming to help you.
Yeah, no, and especially
you can't
nowadays.
Rely on that.
No, Kamala defunded all the police. We don't even have police anymore.
Well. We stopped some.
Yeah, I know that was a gross exaggeration. But still, screw her. While we're on it, make America great again. All right, I got my bit out. Okay. We're not political.
No, try not to be, but we are.
But we're convicting in our beliefs.
Exactly.
And you know what? I think what is going to happen in America, health care or food-wise, food and drink-wise, is one of the best things that's coming from all of this. Along with everything else that made this such an important election for, the future of the Republican Party,
and just freedom
the safety of American people. Yeah, freedom in general, your rights, right? And on top of all that, let's give it up for the impact it's going to have on food and drinks because, dude, America is toxic.
But it seems like we're finally going to get on board with the rest of the world.
And it's crazy that we're the only country, dude, that allows people to eat this stuff. It's it's toxic in other countries, labeled as toxic, illegal substances in other countries, and we're just throwing it in Lucky Charms.
Well, as we both know, that's no coincidence. It's because it's been basically paid for by lobbyists and large food processing companies.
Yep.
They paid to permit it so that they could make more money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a pretty sick spider web of operations, the whole thing.
Speaking of drinks, though, every morning I do like to have a cup of coffee, which it's probably actually 2 cups because it's a tumbler, but still, that has been a staple for a long time, and I don't see that going anywhere.
I'll do 4. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a fight with the coffee and I have to win. I'll go 4 cups, dude.
I think if I go 4 cups, I'm gonna get kind of jittery on the caffeine.
Yeah, you know what? I'll take it. I like that. It's like a little
living
bit
on the
high.
edge. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's almost like it'll almost make a boring morning a little excited, and you get the jitters, and you're like, dang man, I overdid it this morning.
The only time I really get that though is if I don't eat, and then
Yeah.
But if I eat, then I can definitely consume more.
I can put down the coffee, but I like stimulants. Clean bill of health nowadays, but the coffee helps. The coffee helps, yeah. And I do milk in my coffee. Only milk. I don't do sugar in the coffee. And then I only drink water and beer.
The only time I add milk to the coffee is if I'm gonna make like an iced coffee situation for like an afternoon, or if it's like a stupid hot day in the middle of summer and I just still want that coffee, then I'll do a splash of milk. And
yeah, that's just crazy. The hot black coffee it just makes you a little more. It's just one of those things that makes you a little more manly.
It definitely boosts the
testosterone boosts for sure, man. That's hard to do. Straight black. I mean, I'll do it no problem. I got him. Dang it,
Miss.
Hunting squirrels with the truck. Straight black coffee is just a little bitter for me. You don't need a lot of milk. Just need a little bit of milk. And then water, lots of water.
Yeah.
I think you can get away with a lot more if you're drinking a lot of water too.
Just to dilute
if you're constantly cleaning your system out with a bunch of water.
What about tea?
Love iced tea.
Yep.
Yeah.
But sweet or no?
Nope.
No, just straight iced black tea.
When I went to college in
Green's
Oklahoma,
good for down in.
the sweet tea thing in Oklahoma was massive.
It's unreal.
If you drink regular tea in Oklahoma, they think you're on a diet.
Well, and the crazy
They're like,
thing too,
why are y'all trying to get skinny?
When I went back to visit you, I had sweet tea with every meal. Literally every meal. I didn't drink any water. Until I competition.
Neither do they.
But I drank every time we went out to eat sweet tea.
Yep.
And it was delicious. That's the problem. You can't really find. It's not the same. Even the processed, manufactured, bottled stuff here, not the same.
No,
as
it's
Oklahoma
not.
Sweet tea.
No, it's not, because they make the tea like regular tea, then they just add dumps and dumps of sugar into it.
Yeah, it probably a gross amount because I can never replicate it.
It is a gross amount. Yeah.
But it is delicious.
Yeah, it's super good. It is super good. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'll get on with a black or green tea iced every now and then.
Yeah, I don't do
unsweetened.
I do zero tolerance on sodas.
Well, and that's the thing.
That's the one thing I won't cheat on. Like
lately,
the last time I had a soda,
I'll try to get a fountain like iced tea or whatever in my fountain drink instead of a soda.
Yeah, I gave up the sodas, and then like the last time I had one, I had a Sprite, so I figured that'd be the least like dyes
How'd it
and
taste
chemicals. To you? Dude, like you were eating spoonfuls of sugar.
But like a gross amount, right?
It's crazy. When
you're
not used to it for a while.
You had like a Dr. Pepper in your ice chest. Too?
Yeah.
I drank that. Honestly, it was not enjoyable.
No, like syrup, huh?
Yeah, just kind of nasty.
Yeah. I know we're not supposed to. Our bodies are not supposed to consume that.
I don't think so.
There's a reason that once you don't have it for a while and you go to try it, you're like, whew. Well, you see those videos of guys going to like these remote third world countries and bringing like candy and soda or like a bag of chips, and you'll see them try it and spit it out. Like they'll try it and it's gross to them because it's like they're actually probably eating closer to how we're supposed to be eating.
Well, there's also a reason the highway patrol will keep a case of some kind of Coke in the back of their cruiser.
Blood coagulation?
No, it takes the blood off the asphalt. Yeah, it eats it up.
That's crazy.
And you're putting that into your gut.
Yeah,
Not the best idea. But
dude, there's people that drink it for breakfast, and there's people that drink it like a case a day.
I could not do that.
I know.
Even if I tried, I think I'd throw up.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
One every now and then, like that's all right, but yeah, all the time, no, can't do it.
The killer for me, everyone's got their vice. Jinx, you owe me a water.
Got it.
Beer is my kryptonite, and so like I just love beer. It's my guilty pleasure, and it
understandable
makes me pretty my inflammation goes up. I get real puffy, so it's not
even
good
though
for
you
me,
don't
but I'm not gonna like I don't feel it doesn't give me a stomach ache like bread does, and so it's not as effective,
which is ironic because I feel like it would.
Yeah, no, I know
all the wheat in it.
As Jake's cracking open his sandwich.
Yeah, I'm starving. But anyways, yeah, if I drink too much beer, like I definitely will get like a stomach ache, which is ironic because we're not. We're like complete opposites.
You've got the iron gut, dude. I'm really bummed about how few jerkies you can get that don't have sodium nitrate. I mean, it's like...
Well, it's preservative like anything else. It's going to make it shelf stable. It's just like cured and smoked sausage. I've been trying to use less, eating less of that lately. Very difficult, especially if you're gonna eat like a summer sausage or smoked sausage, like I said.
Yeah, and like in the industry we're in, the value-added products. I mean, dude, that's what we like. That's what we're after.
Exactly. That's
Ham,
the spice variety.
Bacon, ham, smoked sausage.
Yeah, and you can buy those uncured products, but they're not the same. They don't taste the same. They're going to handle differently, lower shelf life. There are alternatives though, like Jack Link's with their sweet and hot. That there's no nitrates added to that, but they use pineapple powder. Other companies use celery, beet juice powder, cherry powder. Very expensive alternatives. So you do see the price reflected in that. But when they're doing it on large scale, it does help bring the price down. So it's hard to do, especially if you're doing it at home, or you end up having a jerky that you have to refrigerate, which is okay, but it definitely loses its luster, especially if you're going to use it for like a field snack if you're out in the backcountry, because it's not going to last as long.
Yeah, sodium nitrate just sounds mean.
It does, but
you know what I mean.
Its whole purpose is to fight off and make a inhospitable environment for bacteria and pathogens.
Yeah.
So you're just making the food safer in a way, but not necessarily healthy for you in the long term. But I'd like to see a long-term study performed on the effects of sodium nitrate being consumed.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. Me too. It's like the tooth fairy. I'm just really glad it was there, but I don't know enough about it to know if it's real. Like the fact that it's like everyone says sodium nitrate's not good for you, you know. So, yeah.
I'd like to see the proof.
Me too. Me too, and it's hard because when you go to a gas station, dude, you can't just go buy a bag of chips. That stuff's littered with all the crap we're talking about that makes you feel bad.
Which is crazy
Seed
because
oils, dyes.
They taste delicious.
Yeah. Well, yeah, dude. Throw in the MSG. MSG is literally a thing that just makes you want to eat more food. It's like, it's just...
It sounds like I need more MSG if I'm going to gain any weight and muscle mass.
I mean, I think... I don't know. I think the war on MSG is coming. RFK. MSG, seed oils, and dyes.
Yeah, we'll see what he declares war on.
But then, here's the anomaly. Hispanics and Asians use MSG more than anyone. They have the lowest rate of cancer out of like...
Thank you.
I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. I speak Spanish fluently. Does that give me a better chance to eat MSG and not get cancer?
I don't believe so, but your Portuguese genes, I believe those. Yeah, Portuguese people are very resilient. So
that's true.
You probably have a better chance than I do.
That's true. They were probably putting MSG on the whale blubber in the Azores. Family was whalers, so they probably had a bottle of MSG.
I don't even know where you harvest MSG from, but I don't think anything good can come of it.
No, I don't think so. I don't know where you harvest MSG either.
It is delicious.
You have an MSG tree, though? I think you'd be the guy to have an MSG tree.
I'd consider it. That way I can make my orange chicken better.
You just go out there and shake the tree and the powder falls off.
I wish you could order extra MSG on orange chicken from Panda Express.
I think they already put extra on it.
I'm sure there's a fair amount, but that's what makes it so delicious. Let's be honest. I've made orange chicken at home. It did not touch Panda's.
No.
It's terrible.
Not enough chemicals, dude.
Not enough. It's too organic. I digress.
Right.
Well, we're going on about an hour here. So, got to get on to the next job. Is there anything you'd like to say? Anything you'd like to plug?
Our sponsor, Yeti Coolers. Joe Rogan, we're coming after you. Follow and subscribe. A couple more followers for 1 million. We're almost there. We need a few more, and we're going to be there.
Where can they find you?
I have no idea.
Oh, come on, Branson.
I don't know. What is this? What are we on?
This is the Butcher's Boat podcast.
No, I know, but what platform can they... Oh, I'm a hard guy to find. I don't want anybody finding me. But where can they find our podcast?
So it's on pretty much every platform that is available. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. I'm even told that Samsung has some kind of podcast software, which I was not aware of. But apparently we have a lot of listeners on there, so shout out to them.
Love our Samsung listeners.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You ever seen Tokyo Drift? Have you ever seen the movie Tokyo Drift?
Yes.
Holy moly. Where were we?
I have no idea.
Okay, we almost just got in a car accident. Back to our plug. Joe Rogan, we're coming for you. We're coming for you, Joe Rogan. Also, if you're on Highway 46 coming into Paso in a Tesla that just slammed on its brakes at a yellow light in front of me for no reason, thank you.
Thanks, Elon.
We've got to stop and clean our pants. That was terrible. We like Elon.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Gosh,
Thank you.
dude.
You made good breaks.
Oh, man.
Anyways, yeah, we're on pretty much every platform you could think of. A lot of content going out on Instagram, especially under Butcher_Bo. Yeah, so if you want to see more content there, if you didn't learn from Instagram to follow the podcast, then you can go there to look for it. Anything else you want to add?
I don't think so. I'm on Instagram too, but Jake does a much better job of posting these videos and stuff. I'm going to start to try to be better about that, but you'll find mine tagged on almost all of Jake's videos. So,
Pretty much.
Yeah, thanks for having me. We'll do it again. I like doing these weekend things. We're out working right now. We're like driving from job to job doing this podcast for the people that don't know. Even our Samsung
so if you're hearing
listeners.
some kind of like highway noise, that's why.
Or almost automobile accidents, that's also why.
It's authentic.
So, yeah, I like doing this. I think we might be working next weekend, so maybe another one coming down the line. Watch out, Joe.
Sounds good.
Right on, man.
On that note, sharpen your skills, elevate your game, and we'll see you on the next one.